Welcome to 12 News. I'm Jade Valexa. Thank you for joining us and happy Thanksgiving. Here's some of the stories we're following. Thursday, November 25th. A violent Thanksgiving Eve in Jackson. Police are investigating several shootings in the capital city. We'll tell you what we know so far. Plus, we'll tell you why the Raymond Detention Center is in danger of a federal takeover. And tell you how long leaders at the facility have to respond to an order from District Judge Carlton Reeves. We'll take you down to Byram, where people are frustrated after a water outage threatens to dampen the Thanksgiving holiday. The response from the mayor and how the city of Jackson worked to fix the problem. All those stories and more coming up, but first, meteorologist Jacob Lanier is here with a look at your first forecast. Jacob.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, Jade. Well, we're dry right now, but rain on the way for us. So if you're trying to get out and about, this morning is probably the time to do it. Temperature's pretty mild, though, not quite as cold because we have clouds incoming. 57 right now in Vicksburg. Good morning, Jackson at 52 degrees. Also 52 in Macomb. A chilly 48 down in Hattiesburg and Laurel. But there's the rain not far away. It's in Shreveport in southern Arkansas now. This cold front slowly drifting eastward, and it's a slow mover, so it's still probably not going to get here until mid to late morning when we see those shower chances increasing. 11 a.m. 30% rain chance in the mid 60s. More widespread showers as we head into the afternoon. There's 3 p.m. today, 80% chance for showers and even some pockets of heavier rainfall, with the rain continuing until about sunset. Temperatures falling back into the 50s. So yes, we're dry right now, but showers are incoming. I'll time it out hour by hour on Future Radar and look at colder weather moving in for the weekend coming up in a few minutes.
The Jackson Police Department is investigating multiple shootings that happened within a matter of hours on Thanksgiving Eve. 2 people were hurt and 1 person is dead. Around 10 last night, Laramie Collins was sitting inside his car on West McDowell when he was shot several times. He died from his injuries. Investigators say someone wearing a dark hoodie was seen running from the area after that shooting. No motive is known at this time. Around 7:30 last night on Cedar Lane in Jackson, a man was shot after being robbed. According to JPD, the victim was taken to the hospital. We don't know his condition right now. And in another robbery and shooting, an 18-year-old is in critical condition after he and another person were robbed at a Burger King. The victim was initially taken to a hospital and was later rushed to UMMC. And Jackson police say a woman was sitting in her car when someone walked up and began firing shots. The woman was taken to the hospital. And if you have any information on any of these shootings, you're asked to contact the Jackson Police Department or Crime Stoppers. The number is 601-355-TIPS. Staying in Jackson, police say a man was parking his truck on Houston Avenue Wednesday afternoon when his door hit a silver Honda Accord. And get this, the suspect in the Honda Accord, identified as Frank Carpenter, pulled out an assault rifle and demanded money for the damage to his car. Carpenter was taken into custody at the scene and charged with armed robbery. Down in Pike County, 3 people are arrested after a traffic stop in Macomb. Deputies pulled over a 2009 Toyota Tacoma because of a missing headlight. And that's when they found Charles Martin Jr., Joshua Hamilton, and Scartley Charles in possession of stolen handguns from Hancock County, marijuana, and crystal meth. All 3 are being held in the Pike County Jail. The conviction of a former Ward County pastor on charges of statutory rape and sexual battery was upheld by the Mississippi Court of Appeals. 52-year-old Reverend Troy Picaluga was sentenced to 50 years in prison. He appealed the decision of his 2020 trial, claiming a recorded phone call was improperly allowed to be heard and a witness was allowed to give improper opinion testimony. But the appeals court found that no error was made and upheld the verdict. Picaluga was arrested in March of 2020 after being accused of having a sexual relationship with a 14-year-old. He is being held at the East Mississippi Correctional Facility in Meridian. The Raymond Detention Center is in danger of a federal takeover. District Judge Carlton Reeves has officially given Hinds County 21 days to explain why the facility should not be taken over. The detention center jail is currently under a federal consent decree filed back in 2016. In Brunswick, Georgia, reaction now coming in. A jury found the 3 defendants accused in the killing of 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery. the black man who was jogging through their neighborhood, guilty of murder and other charges. Demonstrators erupted in cheers once they got word of the verdict. The jury had deliberated for more than 11 hours before finding Travis McMichael guilty of malice murder and felony murder. His father, Gregory McMichael, and a third defendant, William Roddy Bryan, were both convicted of felony murder. The defense claimed the defendants were trying to make a citizen's arrest. The prosecutor argued their actions were based on assumptions.
This is a very difficult day for Travis McMichael and Greg McMichael. These are two men who honestly believed that what they were doing was the right thing to do. However, the Glenn County jury has spoken. They have found them guilty, and they will be sentenced.
The verdict today was a verdict based on the facts. Yes. Based on the evidence. Yes. And that was our goal, was to bring that to that jury so that they could do the right thing. And when you present the truth to people and they can see it, they will do the right thing. And that's what this jury did today in getting justice for Ahmaud Arbery.
All three defendants face life in prison. A sentencing date has not yet been set. In Byram, about a dozen water meters have been leaking in Byram this week, leaving 60 homes without running water. Mayor Richard White says he is frustrated with the outages and is working to get Byram on its own water system that's separate from Jackson's water system. And those affected were worried and frustrated that the water outage would put a damper on their Thanksgiving plans.
We got to get our turkeys ready, get our food going. We ain't gonna be able to wash dishes. We're talking about going to a relative's because we normally start our cooking the day before, but if it's not together, by the end of the day, we're gonna plan on going somewhere else.
Crews from the city of Jackson work to repair the meters, and water service has been restored to those affected by the outage. As Americans prepare to celebrate Thanksgiving today, health officials are urging people to take precautions. Cases are rising in 24 states compared to the prior week, and hospitalizations are up in 22 states. But with nearly 2/3 of eligible Americans fully vaccinated, overall cases are down 46%, and there are fewer hospitalizations and deaths. The CDC recommends delaying travel until you are fully vaccinated and wearing masks in public indoor settings and communities with high transmission. Right now, that's most of the country. The CDC is predicting a spike in COVID hospitalizations and deaths following Thanksgiving. Well, AAA says more than 53 million Americans are traveling for the holidays. More than 2,000 passengers were expected to pass through Jackson Medgar Evers International Airport on Thanksgiving Eve. And many of the people we spoke to say they are just happy to be home for the holidays.
To be able to fly in and see my family. Usually only see them like Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's just a time to gather around and thank God for everything we have.
COVID protocols remain in place for travelers, and masks are still required at airports and on planes. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says on average about 1,700 cooking fires happen every year on Thanksgiving. That's 3 times more than any other day of the year. Experts say make sure you are practicing fire safety this year while cooking. That means never dousing flames with water and always taking precautions if you're planning to deep fry your turkey.
Using a turkey fryer, make sure you use that fryer outside of the home. That means not in your garage, not on the porch. Also, make sure you start with a thoroughly thawed turkey and never overfill or overheat the oil in that turkey fryer.
Experts also say to never leave a stove unattended. Cooking accidents are the #1 cause of fires in the home. And your time right now is 4:38, and coming up here on 12 News, we'll take you to a church that sponsored free meals to people. Why the pastor says he wanted his church to be a blessing to the community. And also ahead on 12 News at 5, we'll tell you about a mother of 2 toddlers battling serious health conditions. Find out how you can help.
And temperatures this morning noticeably warmer compared to yesterday. That's all because clouds are incoming along with rain chances. I've got Future Radar coming up next.
And taking a look now from Patty Peck Honda in Ridgeland. No one out this morning. They're indoors getting ready for Thanksgiving, maybe thawing out that turkey. Thank you for watching 12 News.